What's up guys, BucklingOne here and welcome to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. Today I want to cover how to get Diamond Camo for your knife, something that people struggle with a lot, something that I struggle with a little bit as well when I was trying to get the Dark Matter Camo, which I have finally gotten. By the way, I got it just recently and the knife was the last thing that I needed to do, which was quite difficult. I won't lie, it was quite difficult, but I have come up with some tips, some tricks on how to actually get Diamond Camo for your knife, or gold camo if you don't have the gold camo unlocked for any of the pistols. So first things first, we'll get straight into the challenges. The first challenge is very simple: get 200 kills with the knife. This sounds like an awful lot of kills, and to be honest, it is a lot of kills, but I did find that by playing Ground War Safeguard, I could easily get 40 to 50 kills per game, especially if the game went into overtime. There's just so many enemies on the map, and there's so much time to kill them. You will die a lot, and be prepared to die an awful lot. You will. But you have to accept that. If you can just try and play stealthy in Ground War Safeguard, stay in and around where the robot is, I found it's a lot easier when you're actually defending against the robot rather than escorting the robot. It's a lot easier to get kills. But yeah, just stay around where the robot tends to be. Maybe try flank the enemy, because 9 times out of 10 they won't be checking behind them. The enemy's main focus is to move the robot forward. So if you can get behind them, you can get an awful lot of kills. Or just wait where you know where the robot is going to come. If you wait behind that a little bit, like one of my favorite ones was in the water pool, which is in the house on Hunted. Just sitting in that pool and the robot comes down through the hut, and you can just sit there and just take guys out as soon as they come in. It's great. Second challenge is Ardent. Get 10 backstabber medals with the knife. This will happen naturally by itself as you play with the knife. It will happen. You'll definitely come across enemies that you end up coming behind, so you can just stab them in the back and get one of those medals. It's pretty easy. The best thing to do though is to play stealthy, sit in corners. A quick tip is that most players don't check their corners when they run past, so you can easily wait in a corner, wait for someone to run by, and then sneak up behind them. You can use your flank routes as well. Make sure you get behind the enemy. And another quick tip is to use fire break. Fire break is really useful with the knife, because what it is basically a massive stun grenade, I suppose, which when you do it you can stun the enemy. It slows them down, it blurs their vision, so it gives you plenty of time just to run behind them and just knife them in the back, give them a nice little shank. So yeah, 10 backstabber medals, it's not very hard whatsoever. You just need to try and get behind the enemy. Another quick tip as well would be to use Ruin's Overdrive. Wait for someone to run past you, activate Overdrive, run up behind them and stab them in the back. Third challenge is Burnt. Get 5 survivor medals. Now again, this will happen naturally as you play. It is a little bit more difficult to get, and it can be quite frustrating at times. Especially, I found that the knife is quite frustrating because sometimes it doesn't register your knife when you think it should. I might not be explaining that really well, but it basically, when you run up to someone and you try and knife them, you lunge towards them, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's quite annoying. But the main thing is, what you have to do is you have to take damage from someone before you actually get a kill with the knife. And I found that the best way to get this is to run towards, just literally rush towards an enemy, and he will see you and he will start to fire on you. All you need to do is just slide. If you start to slide into the enemy, you're making your target, your body is a lot smaller on his screen, so he may miss you. If he's not a very good player, more than likely he's not going to be able to hit you again. He's going to miss those shots, which will give you time then to just literally slide right into him, stick that knife into his chest, and he's going to die and you're going to get a survivor medal. So fourth challenge is Bliss. Get 5 revenge kills with the knife. This will happen naturally. It will happen by itself. You're running around with a knife only, you're going to get killed an awful lot. So if you can just try and pay attention to the enemies that actually did kill you, where they are, especially if they're camping, it makes things a little bit easier, because you can predict where they're going to be, you can predict where they're going to be aiming, and you can come behind them and try and get a kill that way. But it's only 5 revenge kills. It's not too hard to get. It could have been more, to be honest, so I'm glad that it's only 5 revenge kills. Fifth challenge is Battle. Kill 5 enemies with their own weapon after killing them with the knife. So this sounds hard, but it is easy to do once you actually put your mind to it and you start going for it. Normally what happens is, and you'll see this all the time, if you knife someone, they will rage and they want to come back and they want to get you. It's as simple as that. I do it myself. If someone knifes me, I go, how dare they knife me when I have a gun? I'm going to find them and I'm going to make sure they pay. But yeah, so what you want to do is knife that person, pick up their gun, and then wait for them to come back. And then when you kill them with their gun the second time, they're going to rage even harder because they're going to be watching the kill cam back. They're going to see that you don't have the knife anymore, so you've already embarrassed them once by killing them with the knife. Now you've embarrassed them a second time by picking up their own gun and shooting them and killing them with their own gun. So they're going to rage, like proper rage, and they're going to make sure they're going to come for you and they're going to try and find you. And all you need to do is stay in and around the same area where you kill that enemy. I find it's easier if you just kind of hover just outside the enemy spawn and just wait for them to come. You can get this in 1 or 2 games. I did it in 2 games, I think. But a quick tip is that you need to make sure that you remove any prestige attachments from the knife. So if you have a clan tag or a kill counter on the knife, take them off before you do this challenge, because it's glitched at the moment and some backfire medals don't count. I think I got like 4 backfire medals and I was like, oh yes, only 1 more to go. Then I checked the progress in the camo screen and seeing I had none, and I was like, what is going on? I did some research then on the internet and found out that this is glitched and you need to actually remove any prestige attachments from the knife before you do this. So make sure you do that and you won't be annoyed like I was. So the 6th and last challenge for the knife before you get it gold or diamond is Chameleon. Get 5 kills with the knife without dying. Now this is by far the hardest challenge to do with the knife. It's easy enough to get 1 kill, 2 kill, maybe 3 kills with the knife and then you're good to go. But getting 5 in a row without dying is quite difficult. I found that playing Capture the Flag was really helpful because you know where the enemies will be spawning from, and there is a spawn delay as well of about 5-6 seconds, so it's not constant mayhem. There's not a constant flow of people coming into the game. There is like a 5-6 second delay when you kill someone, so you can get yourself ready, give yourself a little bit of time to get into a better position to make sure that you don't get seen. As much as I really don't like to encourage this, you really do need to camp your ass off. Stay in corners, stay out of sight from your enemies, you know, make sure you wait for them to run past. Don't directly encounter anybody, don't run towards someone if you know that they're going to be able to see you. Try and flank people if you don't like to stay in corners, but I would suggest staying in corners as much as you can, and you will get those bloodthirsty medals. Another tip as well is to use stun or flash grenades. These really help. They can save you if you're running away from someone. You just flash them and just run away, try and get in a better position, and they don't know where you are, so you can take advantage of that. Or if you're running towards someone, always make sure you flash them, because they can just literally turn around in a second, shoot you, and your streak is over, and that's the last thing you want. So make sure that you do use your stun and flash grenades. And again, as I said earlier, use fire break. It's basically a massive stun grenade, and it's really helpful, especially when someone is facing you. I mean, all you need to do is activate fire break, stun them, and then you can like thrust jump over them, turn around, knife them in the back, and then keep on going. So it is pretty useful. And again as well, if you're facing 2 or more enemies as well, really useful to stun both of them. But yeah, 5 kills with the knife without dying. It is tough. I do understand that it is tough. It definitely is the toughest challenge of them all, but it can be done, and this is definitely the best way to do it. Now, some general tips as well is definitely you want to be using Ghost, you want to be using Dead Silence, and you want to be using Awareness. Those 3 perks are absolutely crucial when you're going for this. Because you're using the knife, there's no attachments for the knife, so you're only using 1 slot out of your pick 10. So that means you've 9 other slots left to play with. So definitely throw in some flash and stun grenades as well, or flash or stun grenades, and you can use a lot of perks. I mean, I think I was definitely using 2 perk 3s. I was using 1 perk 1. I can't exactly remember at this moment what I was using in my perk 2. I think I was using fast hands actually. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of at least those 3 perks anyway, because they are so crucial. Awareness helps. If you're sitting in a corner, you can pinpoint where the enemy is coming. You'll be able to tell when they're about to run past you around that corner. Dead silence is a must. You don't want other people hearing your footsteps when you're trying to sneak up behind them. Definitely you don't want that. And ghost as well, you want to stay off the minimap at all times. I mean, you're not firing bullets, so you're not actually going to appear on the minimap that way, but you want to make sure that if the enemy does get a UAV, you want to make sure you stay off the minimap as well. But they're my tips, guys, for how to get gold and diamond camo on your knife. If you like these tips, if you enjoyed them, make sure you leave me a like below, leave me a comment as well if I did help you out. I'm going to be doing some further videos as well on how to get specific tips or specific challenges on the other weapons to get them gold as well. So make sure you leave a like for that. I'll probably do a series out of this now. But I just wanted to give a quick update, as I know a lot of people are struggling with the knife. People want to get dark matter, and people always leave the knife to last. So yeah, leave me a like, leave me a comment if I helped you out, and let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'd really appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching, guys. My name is BucklingOne. I'll see you in my next video.